guys, welcome to my channel where I share how to live a happy, healthy, independent life as a quadriplegic. My name is Olivia, and today I'm going to talk about physical activity. And I'll divide up the video with talking about like why it's important, especially with a spinal cord injury. What are the important factors to kind of watch out for or be aware of when you're actually engaging in physical activity? And then what is the recommended physical activity guidelines? And then every month I'm going to try to make a physical activity exercise video, what I regularly do on my end. And I also have a physical activity exercise playlists that are on my channel. So I'll put those in the description below. And then every month I also make a physical activity calendar that has a lot of virtual Zoom classes on it. So if you are interested in receiving that, please grab the email in my description and I can add you to the list for it. Okay, so let's get started. So just on a safety note, before you start doing any kind of physical activity, especially if you've just been injured and you may have some plates and screws that are still kind of healing and stabilizing, like you're still healing from your injury, it's important to check in with your medical provider or a trained, knowledgeable trainer to make sure that it's safe for you to do any kind of physical activity. There's also like a big difference between what kind of a physical activity you're going to be doing, like doing some kind of exercise with the TheraBand or actually getting onto adaptive equipment and going like mountain biking or sit skiing. Like there might be things that you have to wait a little bit longer to be able to do, or things that are just not feasible for you to do. So now different factors to look out for when you're actually like engaging in physical activity, especially if you're a higher level of injury. So T6 and above, if you're getting like autonomic dysreflexia, is it coming from the equipment that you may be using or something that you shouldn't be doing? Or maybe it's something that's something else. Thermoregulation is also a factor. So regulating your body temperature is impaired above T6 again. So if you're going out in the cold, making sure that you don't go out when it's like really cold outside just to prevent frostbite. And then also going out, making sure that you have the right equipment to stay warm, because you're not going to be able to feel if you're getting cold somewhere. And it can lead to frostbite or other things. And then same thing happens in the heat. So if it's really hot outside, making sure that you stay well hydrated. And if it's like super, super warm, making sure that you have some way of kind of cooling down, or maybe not going outside to do some physical activity if there's a heat wave or something. Then protecting your skin as well. So anytime you're using different kind of equipment, making sure that you check your skin for pressure sores to make sure that the equipment is not impairing or breaking down your skin. There's also a lot to say about just diet. Like there's a lot of things you can do with diet to strengthen your skin integrity, but that's going to be a whole like different video of its own. But yeah, it's just really important to check your skin regularly, not just with physical activity, but just in general. And I've made a separate video about this that I'll link in the description below if you want to take a look at that. And then with equipment, especially when you going into some new equipment, making sure that you got proper like postural support, as well as a safety setup, just making sure that it's not damaging your skin or that it doesn't put your joints or body in a compromising position where you could be breaking something or dislocating something. So now that we've gone through the safety measures to take when you're doing some kind of exercise, let's go into what are the benefits of engaging in physical activity, especially with a spinal cord injury. So a lot of things that I'm going to be listing here is important for the general able-bodied public, but especially more important for people with a spinal cord injury, and I'll go into why that is. So the first thing is that it improves our cardiovascular health. So because with a spinal cord injury, we have reduced mobility, we're more prone to getting cardiovascular disease. So by engaging in regular physical activity, especially like doing some kind of like cardio aerobic exercise, it strengthens our cardiovascular health, so our body is able to pump blood around more efficiently. Another benefit is that it maintains our muscle strength and joint mobility, and this is especially important to maintain functional independence for transferring, propelling yourself on your wheelchair, driving, or if it's applicable, walking. Another thing is that it can boost your mental health. So exercise has been shown to improve your mood, reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, enhance your self-esteem and overall quality of life. And as you do some exercise, you also end up releasing some endorphins, which are like your happy hormones, and doing certain things also, like accomplishing something, also gives you a boost of dopamine. So it just makes you feel like you self-accomplished something and better in the end. Another thing that it does, it supports your bone health as well as reduces spasticity. So doing any kind of weight-bearing exercise, so things like a standing frame or if you're ambulatory, like walking around, can really help reduce your bone density loss. Another thing would be doing some kind of strength training exercise to keep your bones, to put stress on your bones so you keep your bones nice and strong. And doing things like stretching or doing some kind of range of motion to keep your joint mobility intact has also been shown to reduce spasticity. Another thing is that because you're moving around constantly when you're doing some kind of exercise, it's been shown to help with bladder and bowel function. Okay, so now going into the recommended guidelines of physical activity for spinal cord injury. And I'll put a link below in the description if you want to go dive deeper into this. There's actually like a PDF that you can download that will give you the guidelines and things that you can do. So if you're interested, yeah, you can check out the description for that. So just for general health benefits, and if you're just starting to do physical activity, the idea is to do 20 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity exercise twice a week. And what I mean by moderate and vigorous, moderate means like your breathing is definitely like a little bit faster, a little bit deeper, but you're still able to like hold a conversation. Where vigorous is you wouldn't be able to still hold a conversation, like you'll be out of breath, you're breathing more deeply, and you wouldn't be able to hold a conversation without kind of pausing. And then doing strength training exercise twice a week. So strength training meaning that you're doing some kind of strengthening exercise for your major muscle group. And this might depend on your level of injury. Like if you're higher up, it's going to be more your arms and shoulder. If you lower down, then it might include some core and other exercise or whatever muscles are kind of functioning. And then if you want to go into a more advanced level to improve your actual fitness, you're going to be doing 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise 3 times a week, and then at least 2 days a week, if not more, of strength training exercise for the major muscle group. So I guess that was a lot of talking, just giving you the lowdown about physical activity with a spinal cord injury. Future videos on physical activity will be more me doing the exercises and you kind of following, like giving you exercises that you can do at home. And also I'll share in the description below the different playlists that I have on my YouTube channel about physical activity. There's one that's just physical activity as a whole, and then there's like separate ones where I do the strength training, stretching and yoga, and then the cardio. And another thing that I do as well from my coaching practice, I end up making a calendar every month about physical activity that's happening online. So if you're interested in getting on the list to be able to get that calendar and the links to connect to it, please email me with the link in my description. Okay guys, I think that's pretty much it. So looking forward to see you on some future videos for some exercises. Have a good day. Bye bye.